Welcome to TikTok Shop Insiders Podcast, your source for actionable news, trends, and strategies. If you want to build a thriving brand or creator presence on TikTok Shop, this is your essential listen. Let's get started.
Hey, welcome to TikTok Shop Insiders Podcast, your source for the latest news and strategies on TikTok. Don't forget to join our free community at TikTokShopInsiders.com. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining. It's been a minute since I last talked with you. I think the beginning of December was the last one. And yeah, just as you all know, it gets super busy around holiday time, parties, recitals, kids' school, homework, visiting, traveling, etc. So appreciate the kind of patience in getting these podcast episodes out to you, and yeah, hopefully kind of many more as the year goes on. But yeah, want to wish everyone a happy new year. 2025 is a big one, especially this first part of 2025 in the TikTok space with, Trump taking office, as well as the potential ban. I'll go into that more later. But yeah, happy new year, everyone. I think 2025 is going to be a big one for social commerce and TikTok Shop. So I'm excited. Definitely excited. An update that we have here, I think multiple people have commented on the number of downloads that we've had. So right now we're sitting at 20,300 downloads. So within a year, way less than a year of us with this podcast, we reached 20,000 downloads. I think that's top 20% of total podcasts out there. So, a very niche subject, but still getting a lot of downloads and, people interested in the topic. So want to definitely continue that as going forward. So it's really been awesome just communicating and connecting with different people in the, TikTok Shop space. People who have created apps and software for the space, as well as brands. I've spoken with so many brands that are super excited about TikTok Shop and all the success that it's brought them, and how can this kind of roll into even more success, right? And I feel I'm a big advocate for it, of course, because it's just the tip of the iceberg for me. There's going to be much more innovation, and I think it's going to be hockey stick growth for TikTok Shop, just like Amazon was 10 years ago when I started there. So awesome. One big complaint that we've had is that we aren't consistent with our podcast episodes. I apologize for that. Running an agency, doing podcast episodes, it's hard to get in the calendar. It's always going to get bumped. It's maybe not the highest priority, but one thing I want to commit to in 2025 is consistent episodes. So we'll see how that goes. But essentially, in order to do this, we're gonna have to have solo episodes for myself, right? So I will have a solo episode giving you, the latest news, but also some strategies that have come up in my mind and have come across my plate. So what that means, I know a lot of you guys are fans of Pat, but he'll be not available for every episode, but hopefully he'll jump in here and there as time goes on. But yeah, my New Year's resolution, how that'll go, but every 2 weeks, I plan on having an episode. So I have it in my calendar, non-negotiable. So I'm hoping to bring you more TikTok information from there. So yeah, on to the news. The biggest item, kind of behemoth, is the potential TikTok Shop ban in the US, right? So just some facts here. Supreme Court has scheduled for January 10 to review TikTok's free speech argument and, and kind of hear what TikTok has to say. There's the official ban, or what's written in law and how we'll execute, is by January 19. TikTok will be banned. And what that means is it will not be available on the App Store or, any of the app stores. So as is, it will still exist on your phone. You will still be able to browse content. You will still be able to sell your products, but updates will not be available to you. So yeah, I think, another piece here is that the 90-day extension, right? So if the government that determines that TikTok is kind of entertaining or on the track of selling their interest, they have a 90-day extension for that ban deadline. So those are just some of the facts there. But potential scenarios, right? If the ban succeeds, if the ban kind of happens on January 19, on January 20, your use of TikTok won't change, right? It'll still be available. It'll still be, you can still buy products, you can still sell your products. Affiliates can still make their videos, but like I said earlier, it won't be able to be downloaded, right? So your kind of app will degrade over time. But again, it'll be okay. Like you don't download a new version of the app every day, so as is, it'll be cool for like at least a month or two for sure. So, um, you know, you kind of have that deadline there. But I think in that month or two, there's going to be some action, right? There's going to be a resolution to TikTok. Like, what is it? How's it going to live going forward, right? Um, so, TBD on what exactly that is. But some things we can go off of is Trump. He said multiple times that TikTok is super special to him. He attributes a lot of his success to the election to TikTok and just reaching the younger demographic, which I think it did. But I think he said he wants to keep it around, kind of bouncing around the idea of him keeping it around. So, um, you know, on the bright side, I think he will kind of stop the ban, right? He will kind of be on TikTok side and say, let's not, continue with the ban because it did so well for me. But my real thoughts are, like, he hasn't said that I'm gonna, remove the ban. But my thoughts are like, why the delay? Why not say it? It's like, I think he's just trying to figure a way to kind of make money on his own, or how can he have his, interests align with the keeping of TikTok, right? And so, maybe there's a scenario where Trump forces a sale, but to his friends, I don't know, his entities of his own or whatever it may be, but force TikTok to sell. That's a possibility. But yeah, I think Trump will. I'm sorry, TikTok will exist in the future. What that really holds, I'm not sure. But I know that it will be kind of a force going forward, as a social media, a social commerce platform. So yeah, I think some things you need to think about is there's other social commerce platforms out there. Maybe not, definitely not as strong as TikTok, but they're in development, right? So definitely take a look at YouTube. They have an affiliate program. Meta, they are, I don't know if it's out yet, but definitely signs of developing their own affiliate program. So definitely just keep an ear out. Listen to this podcast. We'll have updates with you. I know we're working with some YouTube affiliates, and not quite Facebook yet. It's not released to the public, but that's coming for sure, right? Social commerce is a beast, and Mark Zuckerberg's gonna use his kind of he's gonna want a piece of that pie, right? So yeah, TBD. As of this recording, it's January 9th. So tomorrow we'll hear a little bit more from Supreme Court, and then January 19th is the big day. Will it, won't it be banned from U.S. app stores? Up next, a pretty cool article that I saw is that TikTok Shop is outperforming Shein and Sephora among US shoppers online. So, pretty awesome to see that TikTok Shop, which is a little over a year old, is climbing the ranks in e-commerce platforms that have been here for decades, maybe. Sephora, I know my wife shops there a lot and kind of gets all her makeup and um, uh, you know items there, and it's just like that's been around for decades, but here you come, a new platform that's really kind of taking more and more of the puzzle, right? Or more and more of the pie. So yeah, I think just a little taste of things to come. There's going to be a day where I believe TikTok Shop will surpass Target, will surpass Walmart. I don't think it'll be quite Amazon, but TBD. I don't see, low probability, but if someone told me that, I wouldn't kind of doubt it, right? Um, so yeah, the onto the meat and potatoes of this podcast is I wanted to provide a little bit of outlook. A common question I get, it's like, how can a brand succeed on TikTok Shop, or how do you go from zero to sales on TikTok Shop? And I wanted to kind of give a 3-step guide to TikTok Shop success in 2025, right? TikTok Shop changes so much. There's strategies that develop and you add to, etc. And this is kind of what we found works for new brands on TikTok Shop, and we've seen it multiple times with the brands that we work with, getting them from $0 to 6 figures in sales, 7 figures in sales, month over month. So it's kind of pretty new strategy, or it's not necessarily a new strategy, but we're always iterating on our strategies to see what works. So wanted to share that with you. One thing I want to say is any brand on TikTok can succeed, right? You see all the time brands that you've never heard of on TikTok shop that have hundreds of thousands, millions in sales. And this is really a platform that's new to brand. New customers are going to see a video of a product they've never seen before. They're, they kind of get exposed to those brands. So it's really pretty amazing that you have these no-name brands, or at least brands you don't see in retail stores or very rarely online, succeeding very well in TikTok Shop. So it's like any brand can succeed, and this is a kind of a summary of how, right? So the first step is optimizing your listing. You want to make sure that, for me, the number one characteristic or item on a optimized listing is number of units sold and number of views, right? If you have 0 units sold and 0 reviews, number one, your affiliate isn't gonna want to promote that product, right? Because it's like, well, that doesn't have any social proof. Like, who knows how it goes? Like, they're less inclined to promote your product. And then also, obviously, the potential purchaser is not going to buy a product that doesn't have any sales or reviews, right? So I always say, let's start with one. What if you can get a friend or family to buy a product, leave a review? A 5-star review is better than 0 reviews at all, right? So get your listing populated with units sold and also reviews. Some is better than none. And then you can get more. If you have an existing audience, let them know that you have a promotion going on TikTok Shop, and then have them buy and hopefully leave a review. So yeah, definitely want to populate it with units sold and reviews. Up next is images. I'm a big person about product and use, so I definitely want to see your product in the hands of a human, or applied. If it's a moisturizer getting applied to a human, and then if it's a golf club, someone holding the golf club. So yeah, really just for me, that makes a connection from an online buyer, someone who's looking at it on the screen, uh, and making a connection to how they're going to use it, right? And it's kind of a closer connection, right? Would you rather see a product on a table that's nicely lit and has nice colors, or would you rather see someone like using it and they can picture themselves using it as well, right? So product and use is super important for me on the images. Something to think about as well is TikTok Shop buyer is more of a um, new to brand. So they likely have never heard of your brand before, right? Because they see a viral video and they see your product and they haven't heard of your brand anymore. More often than not, that's what happens. And so you want to support that new to brand customer with some brand information in your images, right? What are some accolades that you've received for your brand, for your product, right? Did it receive any awards? Did it go out of sale, etc., right? So really proving to that first time viewer that your product is something that they want, right? Not just nice pictures. You really want to kind of usher them along the journey of like why they should buy your product. Up next is kind of definitely the meat and potatoes. So like I would say where we concentrate 90% of our time is a strong affiliate strategy, right? How do you get affiliates to promote your product? How do you find them? How do you educate them, etc.? So I'll go into that. Before, about a year ago, when TikTok was just starting to pop off, you could get away with 100 to 200 samples over a couple weeks, and you start to see some sales from that, right? And that kind of started TikTok Shop. Now we're noticing that you need 400 to 500 units over a 4 to 5 month period to really see that, momentum swing on TikTok Shop. I know that sounds a lot, but obviously you can get away with less. But 400 to 500 is really what it will take, right? And so I'll give you a quick timeline. So starting the process, you have that first month where you reach out to affiliates, and you send out. I like to send out 100 to 200 in a first blast, right? And that gets a lot of videos made really small period of time. What I'm noticing now is TikTok needs time for those videos to sit and marinate in their system, in their algorithm, to know what to link it to know where to show it, right? So you have your first 200 samples out in the atmosphere, kind of getting seasoned, right? once you kind of start to have it in the atmosphere of TikTok Shop, you start to support it with more videos, right? So the first month is going to be 200 units. Months 2 and 3 is probably going to be around 100 units each month, right? And so you kind of slowly trickle in the supporting videos that it will need. So yeah, that's kind of a roundabout number. That's what we've seen succeed. Again, the number was 200 earlier in this year. Now we're seeing it increase, right? As more brands get on the platform, as more affiliates get on the platform, the feed's going to get more crowded, and so you're going to need more pieces of video, more pieces of samples to send to affiliates to get those videos created. So yeah, I think that's where it's at. Um, Bots and automation, right? How do you find these affiliates, right? There's groups out there, but the main way in the beginning was bots and automation, right? Sending out a blanket message to as many affiliates as possible. And inevitably, it's a numbers game. You're going to get a certain percentage back that are interested, right? So, the ideas is to catch a wide net or to cast a wide net and field what comes back. Who's interested? You can take a look at their profile. Are they, high sellers? Do they have great content? Do they have content that aligns with your brand? So, bots and automation is one way. We have a tool that we always use, Yuka AI. Link will be in the show notes, but essentially it's an automation tool that you can reach out to hundreds of thousands of TikTok Shop affiliates and see if they're interested in promoting your product. So bots and automation. One thing that we like to do is something that we specialize in recently is how can we optimize this, right? Like by bots and automation, you're going to get a wide net, which means you're going to get a wide range of affiliates, right? Good and most likely bad, right? Because they, they don't necessarily have your brand is new, so they're not going to be inclined to taking on a new product. But the affiliates who kind of don't have that experience, don't have that GMV, will likely, represent your brand. And so this causes a problem because not experienced affiliates aren't going to make the best videos. So one thing that we established here is a network of affiliates that are in our network, right? So other brands that we work with, our relationships with affiliates over time. We have hundreds of affiliates that we work with, and so that's one thing that you get when you partner with us is we have a core set of affiliates that we work with. Onboarding a brand is a lot more simpler. You don't have to go through the bots and automation and filter through not great affiliates. Why not just work with affiliates that we've already vetted, right? So that's one thing that you gain with partnering with us. One other thing that I want to mention that we're working on, I've been working on it for the last 4 months now. But along the notes of what I said earlier is more and more the importance of high quality affiliates, right? How do we get those? And so I've developed a community, actually a new podcast and community. It's called Affiliate Academy HQ. And essentially what I do there is I interview the top 1% of affiliates that are kicking butt. They're getting high GMV, millions of dollars in GMV, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and really just understanding their story and their strategy, right? How do they make viral videos? They're able to do it multiple times. They have a system for it. How can I get that system and share it with other affiliates, right? And so by doing that, I'm creating a community of these high quality affiliates. And so now, I have that resource that I can pull if and when there's a new brand that hops along, right? So it's really a matter of, getting high quality affiliates in your network so that if and when you have a product that you want to promote, it's an easier lift, right? So, I noticed that it was harder and harder to reach out to affiliates through bots and automation. Well, the answer is creating a community of your own. So, if you're interested, if you're a brand interested in partnering, definitely give me a call and we'll figure out what best works for you. So, I think going into our strategy a little bit more, right? So we have our affiliate strategy more. We have, initial contact with affiliates, right? And they're interested. Well, what does that really look like? Like, how do you start talking to them? So I wanted to kind of give a step-by-step, process on how we talk to our affiliates, right? So we connect, we have mutual interest in working together. We approve the samples at an open plan, let's call it 10%. What we do is we have a tiered structure to our commission structure, right? We have a low end of 10%, which is our open rate. And then we have a higher end that we agree upon with our brands. Like, what's the highest commission that you can have, right? And so they'll either tell us, 20%, 25%, and then we'll construct a tiered system from that. So let's call it 20% is their highest. So now we have, a low and a high, right? So we start with 10%, and we have the affiliate create a video for us, right? What we do now is we say, hey, affiliate, you created this awesome video. Would you like a higher commission if you make more videos? So make 2 more videos, we'll give you 15%. More often than not, they're kind of ignore it, but there are some that are going to make more videos for you because of a higher commission. They like the product. Of course, they're going to want a higher commission, and it's easy for them to make a video. So, your product costs are already sunk in to what you already sent out. Why not have a higher commission, offer a higher commission to, make more videos, right? And so a step further, it's like, okay, well, you made more videos. Well, let's increase your commission even more to make more videos, right? And so that's you kind of see the tiered system there. Another aspect is we like to reserve that higher commission for like the highest commission for the really, really good affiliates, right? And we want them to feel special, and so we reward them for that, with that highest commission. So yeah. Up next is, if a video goes viral, like, what do you do? It's pretty awesome. It's a great feeling. You see that number climb up. But if a video goes viral, immediately think about, how do I make this affiliate feel special, right? How do I get them, what they need? Do I give them more product? Do I give them my whole catalog, etc.? Like, really make them feel special, because they know how to sell your product. So it's really just like cultivating that relationship so that they can make more products or more videos of your products, right? And so we like to give this what do you call it, suggestions to the affiliates, right? So when there's a viral video, we suggest for them, we'll make more viral videos. So just like, take your viral video and just remake it in a different setting, right? Maybe have a different hook, maybe have a different call to action, but remake that video. You can even make it 100% the exact same video, just re-record it, right? To kind of get past TikTok's algorithm, but like, refilm the video again. That'll typically get a good amount of, success. Another thing that we suggest for our affiliates is to reply to the comments. There's probably, if it's gone viral, there's going to be comments, right? Good, bad. Some will comment on your look, some will comment on the, efficacy of the product, like that didn't work. But comment on them, make more videos on it. It'll kind of retarget those people that, did make those comments. So those are 2 things that we suggest, we relay to our affiliates that have had success. Other things is a retainer, right? So you have an affiliate, they made content, they made killer content, it went viral, or not even if it went viral, but you feel that they're making content that's great. Well, why not offer them a retainer, right? So I'll offer you money to make more videos, right? A flat fee. If it's a proven seller that sold 1 or 2 units, well, they can sell 100 units. So give them a flat fee to make more, right? And so let's say you wanted them to make 20 videos. Well, what's 20 videos times 20 samples, right? Let's call it like $10 a sample, right? So that's $200 for 20 samples that you were going to give out. So why not give that $200 to an affiliate that just knows how to sell your product already, right? So you're kind of moving the product cost that you would in samples to a flat fee for an affiliate. So that's also been pretty successful for us, right? If you have successful affiliates, give them a flat fee to make more videos. So it's really about, just finding the affiliates, casting a wide net, finding affiliates. And then of those that show signs of being a good affiliate, getting sales, getting, conversions, getting sessions, well, how can we make more? Let's work together to make more. It's in their benefit to make higher quality videos, higher selling videos as well. So yeah, that concludes a big affiliate outreach section. Probably go more into that, or if you have any more questions, just reach out to me. And the last piece here, I'll kind of more, we reviewed this in the previous podcast, but ads, right? So just a rough kind of guidelines here. It's, 50 pieces of content. So 50 Spark codes that you request from the affiliates is kind of what you need to get it going, right? So, you want to uh, I said earlier, 400 to 500 samples to give out. Well, of those, there's going to be a handful that are great, right? So you want to get about 50 of those videos in those Spark codes, pull those and put them into a GMV Max campaign on the back end of Seller Center. And with that, you can kind of go from there, right? And so that's I don't want to go too deep into ads, but that's, once we see, a handful of videos get back, a lot of success, then, throw that into a GMV Max campaign. We can put some dollars behind the views and kind of go from there. So we'll dive deeper into ads, but I want to kind of give you, a three-pronged system of, one, optimizing your listing, making sure it's good for the affiliates, making sure that it's highly converting for the purchasers, as well as the strong affiliate strategy. This is where the bread and butter is. This is kind of where we hold you know where we kind of put our stake in the ground, and this is changing all the time. So yeah, super important to have a strong affiliate strategy. And then following that up, once you get those views, supporting it with ads, right? Pay to play. It's not organic anymore. TikTok Shop has gotten pretty competitive, so you kind of have to put some ad dollars behind it. So yeah, so that's kind of the core. I believe that this can work for any brand, most brands, but there are factors that will increase your success. Off TikTok sales, right? So if you have Amazon sales, if you have your .com in retail, right? If you're a noticeable brand, like, you're gonna have better success, right? Just because brand familiarity, and they're gonna go to Amazon for reviews, they're gonna see that, and just that's a better story to tell for a brand that they never heard of, right? So off TikTok Shop success is something that is a big factor in it will help on TikTok Shop. Samples to give, if you can brute force your way to like 1,000 samples, I think that would that's a better story to have, right? Because if you're limited to only 10 samples, that's not going to go very far, right? If you have 100, it used to work before, but it probably won't work now. If you have right now, I suggest 4 to 500. That's kind of what I'm seeing now work, and it has worked for some of our clients. But what if you had 10,000? What if you had 100,000, right? So it's like, I'm not saying to give 100,000, but like, the more samples to give, the better, right? Reviews. Reviews is huge. One thing that, an example of this is, we launched the brand. It did really well on TikTok Shop to the tune of $10,000 weeks, and it was just starting. And we got a lot of sales, a lot of sales, a lot of units. There was viral videos, and everything was gravy. Well, once that initial rush kind of went out to customers, they started reviewing the product, and the reviews came back not great. I mean, a 3.8 is a 2.9, below 4.0 review rating is what we were seeing. And that kind of killed the momentum, right? And so we had an upward right trajectory, and the review rating started to go down. So it's important to kind of have a quality product, but like, knowing that the reviews can, bring down your product if you don't have a great product out there, or it can bring down the TikTok Shop success if you don't have a great product. So having great reviews, proven reviews on Amazon, on your .com, will go a long way, and just making sure that continues on to TikTok Shop. Other things, factors that are pretty good is like brand content. So having your own TikTok Shop brand content, making sure someone internal, your social team, is creating brand content, because a potential shopper will see your TikTok Shop listing. Inevitably, they'll go to your brand, and if you're present there, if you're vibrant, having great content, they're more likely to buy than not having that content. And then some other things here is like making sure lives. If you have the resources to go live, all the better. And then, just maintaining those high performing affiliates, right? If you can have a system where you get those high performing affiliates to create content, all the time, that's an advantage that you have, right? So the factors that increase success, in addition to the top 3 that I mentioned earlier, but like off TikTok sales, Amazon.com, lots of samples to give, making sure your reviews are tight and high, great quality product, and making sure you have lives, brand content, etc. Making sure that all that's there, kind of to orchestrate into a successful TikTok Shop strategy. So yeah, that wraps it up for today's episode. First solo episode, so definitely let me know how I did. Leave a reminder and leave a reminder to kind of go out there and let me know if you have any questions. You can go to TikTokShopInsiders.com, access our free Slack group, ask me questions there. And yeah, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it. And Happy New Year again. Thanks, everyone.